Imagine this, a collision, a brink teetering between the realms of life and death. In this twilight zone, I found myself ensnared, caught betwixt worlds, a mere breath away from the unknown. As I weave this tale of awe and wonder, I beseech you to plunge into the abyss of your imagination. What unfolded for me transcends the mundane, pirouettes with the profound, and beckons to the very essence of our being. Now, shut your eyes and conjure a luminous, almost otherworldly blue light. Picture it akin to the brilliant burst one glimpses post a formidable blow to the head. This, my esteemed companion, is the radiant gateway to the divine realm, the very conduit that guided me to what lay beyond. Yet, the narrative doesn't end there. It's a mosaic interwoven with strands of celestial encounters and gut-wrenching decisions. Let us embark together on this expedition, for the tale I'm about to unfold will reshape your perception of the nebulous boundary between life and the vast expanse of the unknown. Post the unforeseen calamity, a surge of scorching heat enveloped me, and the resplendent blue light cloaked my entire being. It was an overwhelming sensation, as if this luminous beacon bespoke to me intimately, murmuring, "Anthony, you're gravely injured. Follow this path." And so I commenced this vertiginous odyssey led by the azure radiance. Miraculously, the agony and heat dissipated as I ascended. Step by step, I scaled the stairs, each one mirroring the azure hue of the light. With every ascent, a novel step materialized before me, propelling me upwards. The ascent persisted until I confronted an impasse, standing a mere 10 to 15 feet from the summit, where the luminous steps ceased their genesis. Before me, an otherworldly and majestic sight unfolded. A petted ivory stone footbridge adorned with wrought iron embellishments and a sumptuous oak handrail. To the left, my family stood, my father, 2 sisters, grandmother and uncle. Strikingly, the bridge's centre was non-existent, while its right side remained desolate. As I endeavoured to engage my family in discourse, it dawned on me they either couldn't perceive me or chose to disregard my presence. Instead, their gaze transcended me, radiating an aura of profound love and serenity. The setting was surreal, a canvas of luminous, immaculate white emanating its ethereal glow, devoid of clouds, foliage, earth, or grass. Looking back, I conjecture this panorama might have been none other than heaven itself. Initiating our dialogue, my father probed my existence in this ethereal domain. Perplexed, I admitted my bewilderment. He then directed my attention to a leather jacket, affirming it belonged not to me, but to my brother. He displayed the jacket I had worn during the accident, laying bare its extensive damage. It became evident that had I donned my father's jacket, it too would have borne the scars of that calamitous event. In unequivocal terms, my father left me with no room for doubt. My brother's destiny hung precariously on the return of that jacket. I embraced this pivotal task with my entire being, acknowledging the gravity of the situation. Before I could approach my sisters, an iridescent, alabaster brilliance enveloped them. This radiant display was nothing short of mesmerizing, exuding an atmosphere of unparalleled purity and benevolence that rendered me utterly speechless. It was as if they were bathed in the most divine blessings, stirring within me an envy-laden yearning that left me mute in the presence of such profound beauty. Fueled by an insatiable curiosity, I reached out towards my grandmother's hair, a quest to unravel the mystery veiled behind the golden radiance. Yet, her gentle hand thwarted every attempt, silently conveying, "Anthony, you must not gaze upon that light. It is not meant for you." Her actions left me in profound bewilderment. Shortly thereafter, The harmonious voices of Norma, Audrey, Grammy, and Uncle Carl harmonized, resonating, "Anthony, it is not your time yet. You must return, for your life brims with purpose. The hour has not come, return." Overwhelmed by the lingering echoes of my agony, I hesitated, whispering, "But the pain is unbearable, and I'm uncertain if I can find my way back. I do not even comprehend the path." In that pivotal moment, a radiant beam of light descended to my right, akin to a potent halogen flashlight piercing the abyss. My gaze ascended along this luminous beam, revealing the presence of Jesus himself, gracefully floating upon its radiant path. Approaching me, he locked eyes with me, prompting the question, "So, Anthony, what will you choose?" Returning his gaze, I inquired, "Do I have a choice?" To which Jesus replied, "Indeed, the choice is yours. Your earthly vessel has endured profound trauma, and none would fault you for choosing to remain here." Contemplation seized me as I pondered the repercussions, my mind retracing to the beloved souls on earth. My thoughts painted vivid canvases of those dear to me: Anne, my wife; Grace, my nurturing mother; Darren and Buvey, my brothers; and the sisterly bond shared with Christy and Diana. Their once whole hearts now bore jagged scars of grief, as if fragments had been cleaved from their very essence. It was a painful revelation. Jesus himself exposed the heartbreaking truth. They were enduring heartbreak. My mother's lament reverberated, "Why my special little baby?" Anne's world had descended into a vortex of despair. Isolation consumed her, appetite waned, cigarettes burned with increased fervour, and most poignantly, the world of dating and socializing retreated into the past. Then there was Danielle, a young woman on the brink of her 20s, poised for matrimony, but lacking someone to give her away. Her eyes brimmed with sorrow, yearning for the quintessential wedding, with me by her side, sharing in the joyous moment. In that poignant juncture, the road ahead solidified. I grasped the undeniable truth that I must make the journey back. Soon after, a symphony of prayers and thoughts echoed through the aether, emanating from those who held me dear: my wife, Pauline, the elderly neighbours who intricately intertwined the tapestry of their lives with mine, my mother, in-laws, and my brothers and sisters. Their supplications reverberated, their voices seemingly present right by my side. Each familiar voice marked a significant step in my homeward odyssey. With unwavering resolve, I communicated my decision to Jesus, stating, "I choose to return." His response acted as a soothing balm for my lingering apprehensions. "It is not your time yet, for there are grander designs awaiting you." Despite the reassuring words, doubts lingered, questions of pain, the grueling path of recovery, and the potential loss of my very essence. Sensing my innermost musings, Jesus offered comforting reassurance. "You shall not endure such tribulations without due recompense." He then unveiled a promise: "I shall send you back with a gift." His right hand clasped mine, while his left cradled the nape of my neck. In an instant, all pain vanished, and as his left hand rested against the curvature of my head, my feet lifted, propelling me to almost a 45-degree angle. We descended together, akin to an escalator, gliding directly above the expanse of Maine Medical Center. As ethereal entities, we traversed the boundaries of reality, passing through the sterile confines of the operating room. There, my doctor toiled with unyielding diligence, addressing the profound fractures that marred my skull and brain. With profound gentleness, Jesus orchestrated my re-entry into corporeal existence, seamlessly reuniting my spirit with my body. Here, my recollection reaches its limit. And thus, we conclude today's shared journey. Your reflections are invaluable. Feel free to share them in the comments section below. Until our paths cross again, may safety accompany your every step, and may blessings continue to illuminate your trajectory. During the formative years of her life's narrative, she commenced an odyssey towards the church's pews, influenced profoundly by her parents' steadfast commitment. Those reverent instances engraved lasting marks upon her malleable essence. Though a faith in the celestial existence endured, the intricate weave of Christian doctrines left strands of ambiguity. Wrestling with the spectres of uncertainty, particularly amidst life's crucible of trials, she grappled. The genesis of her metamorphosis awaited her 25th year, altering her path perpetually and pulling her closer to an embrace with the divine. In the earlier stages of her life, she placed considerable emphasis on her physical appearance, maintaining a slim figure through strict dietary regulations. However, this fixation eventually led to an onset of anorexia, a mental condition that deprived her body of vital nutrients, resulting in a weakened physical state. The grip of anorexia took hold when she turned 21, causing her to restrict food intake and skip meals sporadically. Despite acknowledging the harm inflicted on her body, she clung to a false sense of control over her appetite and physique. Gradually, her obsession with food evolved into a psychological ailment, instilling a profound fear and aversion towards eating, resulting in a significant decline in her weight. By the age of 25, her anorexia had escalated to a severe stage, hindering her ability to carry out everyday tasks. Concerned family and friends urged her to seek medical help. However, her mental state was fragile, and her physical health continued to deteriorate relentlessly, causing her persistent pain and discomfort. Despite medical interventions and surgical procedures, little improvement was observed, leaving her feeling disheartened and desolate. She began questioning her own strength and determination in the face of this unyielding struggle. Nevertheless, the unwavering support and prayers from her loved ones provided her with comfort and resilience. She refused to surrender easily and persisted in her fight. Her faith became a constant source of support, and she turned to prayer, sharing her confusion and suffering with God, seeking inner strength and tranquility. However, her health remained unyielding, and her physical frailty persisted. Her slender appearance invited judgmental stares from the outside world, amplifying her feelings of isolation and vulnerability. One fateful night, a terrifying incident unfolded. She struggled to breathe, felt nauseous, and was overwhelmed by a profound discomfort. Violent tremors shook her body, resembling an internal earthquake. She hoped it was a passing disturbance, trying unsuccessfully to calm herself. Her legs weakened, and she feared an imminent collapse. Panic set in as the prospect of losing consciousness and life itself loomed ominously. Eventually, she collapsed onto her bedroom floor. Her consciousness blurred, and reality seemed surreal. Astonishingly, she felt her awareness detach from her body, akin to a liberated bird taking flight. Viewing her frail form on the ground bewildered her. She hadn't envisioned leaving her body in such a fragile state. The reflection of her body appeared ghostly pale and emaciated, the consequence of avoiding mirrors for an extended period. Despite departing from her physical body, she remained entangled in intense pain and distress, akin to an unrelenting tormentor. Her soul appeared to scatter, her life slipping away. Desperately, she tried to revert to normalcy, but found her attempts futile. She felt confined within an invisible prison, and although she tried calling out to her mother, her voice faded into the darkness. Fear seized her as her cries went unanswered. The sudden emergence of a vast, swirling black void above her head captivated her senses. Its relentless spinning seemed poised to engulf her consciousness and thoughts, creating a tunnel-like sensation as she ventured through. The experience led her into a pitch-black expanse where weightlessness embraced her, rendering her body unnaturally light. Amidst this eerie darkness, a solitary but faint point of light beckoned from a distance, guiding her forward. Traversing through this radiant light, she found herself amidst a breathtaking panorama. An exquisite array of fragrant flowers unfolded before her, each representing a flawless masterpiece. She fixated on their intricate details, marveling at the sheer perfection they embodied. Ahead, a distant turquoise meadow invited her, promising a space devoid of pain, an undeniable signal of arrival in a heavenly realm. In this ethereal plane, a figure materialized before her, an unmistakable silhouette of her grandmother. Despite her grandmother's earthly departure at the age of 72 due to cancer, the figure appeared strangely youthful, frozen in her 30th year. Witnessing her grandmother content and thriving in the afterlife sparked immense joy within her. An invitation from her grandmother to meet Jesus ignited an overwhelming surge of excitement within her. The prospect of finally encountering him, a lifelong yearning, felt surreal. Hand in hand with her grandmother, she traversed the meadow, their surroundings illuminated by an intensifying brilliance that heightened her senses. Her vision sharpened as a figure approached, an unmistakable silhouette drawing closer. As the figure drew near, her heart recognized him as Jesus. Meeting his gaze stirred an indescribable sensation within her, prompting tears to stream freely. His tender look enveloped her, reminiscent of a mother comforting her child, instantly dissolving all restlessness. She shared her struggles with anorexia and the indifferent attitudes surrounding her. In response, he offered profound understanding, assuring her of his unwavering love and care. His comforting words pledged healing for her shattered heart. Jesus took on a discernible form, dark brown hair, brown eyes, a commanding presence, and unadorned attire symbolizing simplicity. His simplicity juxtaposed against boundless wisdom and power exuded a profound aura. In a light-hearted moment, she playfully called him handsome, to which he responded with a smile, emphasizing the insignificance of appearance. Their shared laughter forged a bond, while his gentle demeanor provided solace. Conversations with Jesus spanned the mysteries of life, unveiling enigmas and soothing her inquiries. A deep, unspoken connection blossomed between them. Entrusting her with a mission, he urged her to share her revelations upon her return. Her resolute commitment was met with an embrace radiating profound love and strength, as though the entire universe stood firmly behind her. This embrace infused her heart with courage and hope, etching an unforgettable moment in her soul. As she re-entered her physical form, a surge akin to a plummet from soaring altitudes enveloped her. Her eyes flickered open, revealing the mundane setting of a bed, a stark contrast to the tranquil realm she'd departed. Longing surged within her, a craving for that realm untouched by sorrow or ache, replaced with a soothing embrace and serenity. Disoriented and spinning, she refused her mother's suggestion of a hospital visit, favoring repose over medical attention. Recumbent, she pondered her extraordinary sojourn, a poignant amalgamation of yearning for the otherworldly and acknowledgement of her terrestrial purpose. Hunger gripped her anew, a sensation foreign after ages. Each morsel savoured, each texture relished, an authentic pleasure long absent. In the ensuing days, her mother arranged a medical consultation. The scrutiny unveiled no irregularities. Yet the physician, perplexed, reached out later with an enigmatic revelation, a sudden normalization of her kidney function, confounding the medical fraternity. She attributed this miraculous convalescence to the divine touch of Jesus, remedying both her body and spirit. A lunar cycle later, a subsequent hospital appraisal disclosed a substantial weight gain and a staggering enhancement in health. Bolstered by newfound courage, she divulged her extraordinary odyssey to her mother. Regrettably, skepticism overshadowed the reception, especially regarding her mention of her grandmother. Her mother conjectured that she gleaned these specifics elsewhere, despite her lack of exposure to her grandmother's tale beyond a solitary photograph. Amidst her endeavour to convince her mother with added intricacies, skepticism persisted. Disheartened, she chose silence in the face of disbelief, grappling with an acute sense of isolation amid her authentic experience. Despite external skepticism, her faith stood resolute. The celestial realm remained her abode, a forthcoming rendezvous with Jesus beckoning her. In her unwavering convictions, she discovered resilience, anchored in the palpable presence of God encompassing her. Despite external uncertainty, she entrusted herself to divine shelter and counsel.